Hello, GRCSU, and welcome back to our second Coffee with Coaches for the 21-22 school year. And we are really excited to be here today. And today we are here to introduce you to us. So, to let you know who your coaches are and to give you a little bit of background information and some other information. So, we are going to start with Alina.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alina Wehoff. My background is I was a high school science teacher in Proctor for the last 10 years. This is my first year as an instructional coach, and I am working with Rutland Town School and Poultney High School this year. And I have been so welcomed in both of the schools, and I'm so happy to be working with everybody. I was excited to become a coach so that I can support teachers with all of the new things that are constantly being thrown your way. So anything I can do to be supportive, that's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Thank you, Alina. And Corey is next.
So I'm Corey Smith. I always seem to forget how many years. I think it was like 11 or 12 years in the classroom, teaching first through fourth grade. Before leaving the classroom, I was at Proctor Elementary School teaching third and fourth grade. This is my third year as a coach on this team. And I am primarily working with West Rutland School, K-6 teachers, though some middle and high school, and then Middletown Springs this year, which is a change for me. And I think similar to what Alina said, part of the reason that I became a coach was just to help support teachers with everything that comes down from the state and the SU that we need to do in our classrooms. And also, I think in our conversation earlier that Sandy had mentioned, just, I really enjoy learning. I'm one of those weird people, I like classes, right? I like taking classes. And so this allows me to do some of that I didn't have enough time to do as a teacher, and then to bring it back to our supervisory union and to our teachers.
Awesome. Thank you, Corey. So I'm next, and I am Jenny Colte, and this is also my third year as a coach. And I have been in education for 15-ish years in several different capacities, from birth all the way up through sixth grade and intervention. And my last role before this was an interventionist at Wells Village School. And I too am a lifelong learner, which is why I think I was originally drawn to this position, because I want to keep growing for myself, but also help other people too. And I love being in the classrooms, and I love working with teachers and creating professional development. It's so much fun. And I think, my schools this year are Wells Village School, Poultney Elementary School, and West Rutland School, primarily 7 through 12, but I have been working with some of the elementary as well. And Sandy, you are next.
Hello, I'm Sandy Salero, and I am brand new to this supervisory union, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you to all of you who have answered my many questions and supported me and welcomed me. So before I joined this team, I was thinking, public schools. I worked in Rutland Middle School and for quite a long time. And I even, 1 year before that, I worked at Barstow, and it was a part-time position. And otherwise, you got to move on sometimes when you don't have the full-time position. And then I most recently was at Middlebury Union Middle School as well. I have an endorsement in English education for secondary, so 7 to 12, and I also have a middle level endorsement. So that really is my passion area. But like Jenny mentioned, going even further back, before I was in public education, I actually worked in theater education. And just a little interesting bit of information to share. What draws me to this work? Well, I also, like we've mentioned, really enjoy learning. I also really enjoy working with adults. And I think that as educators, every day we have a new opportunity, a new chance to solve a problem, whatever that might be. Like, how do we get the students to this point, or how do we help support students who are going through this? And I love being part of that planning and thinking and coming, always constantly coming up with something new to try, because that's the truth of what our job requires. And I also just wanted to mention that right now I think educators need as much support and respect as possible, because when we think about where we are with the pandemic and the effect it's had on us, the return to school and all the work that educators and teachers are doing, I see it as the glue or the tape that is really putting normal back together again. And teachers and support staff are on the front line. So thank you for all you do. And we are here to really listen and give you the supports you need to be as effective as possible. Thank you.
Sandy, thank you so much. That was really beautiful. I think we all believe the same thing too. We really do appreciate our teachers because they are truly on the front line, right? Okay, so that's just a little bit about us. And now Alina is going to walk us through the coach's website and direct us to our coach's introduction page specifically. So Alina, take it away.
All right. So we've had plenty of questions in the past on how to get to our page. So one easy way to find it is if you've ever emailed with any of us, we all have the link in our email signature. So that's a spot you can find it. You can also bookmark it so that you've got it handy so you can get to it again. But if all else fails, or you're on some sort of other device and you're not logged in, you can always go to the grcsu.org page, and they've actually moved it into a slightly easier spot to find. So I'm going to show you how to find that. It does still take a couple of clicks though. So first we're going to go to resources on the right hand side, and we're going to come down to, where did it go? Online learning resource. No, hold on. Where is it? PBL online education resources. This is the one, right? Oh, that link goes straight to our page. So it's not too bad. So again, sorry, got a little distracted. I'm just going to go back for a moment. Revisit that again. So from grcsu.org, go into resources, coming down here, PBL/online education resources. Brings you to our coaching website. So from here, there are the tabs across the top to access pages, but we also have the lovely, cute little laptops that you can click on to get to all of our major topics. Lately, we know you guys have been in this one, in-service information, a bunch of times. If you have been here for a while, the older in-service information is always still in there and archived, but each new in-service gets put onto that page. This is where we get to our modules. This is a new page this year with stuff about jump rope and grading. You can see there's all sorts of other great stuff here, but today we wanted to show you guys our coaching services page. So I'm going to click on that. And here we've got a couple of different resources. One of them is Meet the Coaches. We've got coaching services, FAQs, and we've got a couple of videos about what instructional coaching is in case you are new to the concept. So today we'll pop over here, Meet the Coaches. And from here, you can click on any of us to find out a little more about us. So for example, I'll click on me. And we each have a similar style page. So we gave our own little bios about ourselves, including, some little fun facts such as, I'm a dog person. I have 2 huskies at home. So my fellow dog people out there, yep, can talk about that for way too long. So we won't get into that. And then in terms of, professional stuff, we have our specialties and areas of interest and our schedule. So for each of these, there a menu you can open. So for me, you can see these are areas that either I have specialty in because of training and experience, or I may just be passionate and interested. And it's an area that I'm continuing to learn and grow. So for example, things like science and secondary education, those are definitely just expertise areas for me. Some of the things on this list, like equity, I have some knowledge and expertise, but I'm also learning and growing in that area. So anyway, we each put together a list of those types of things. So if something's on our list, reach out to us about it if you have questions or you don't know what it is. But also if there's something that's not on our list, just reach out anyway, and we can always either connect you with each other if we know someone else has more expertise. For example, I do not have much expertise at pre-K education, but I know that my colleague Jenny does. So when I get a pre-K specific question, I say, hey, Jenny, can you please connect with this person? Because I know that that's much more your realm than I am. So, just because we're at specific schools doesn't mean you can't still access all of us, because we do have very different backgrounds, which I think gives a pretty comprehensive team for you guys. And then below that, we each have our schedule listed. So for example, my current schedule for this year is Mondays and Thursdays, I'm at Rutland Town School. Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm at Poultney High School. And Wednesdays, I'm at Central Office for at least most of the day. Typically on Wednesdays, I'll then go to one or the other of my schools to facilitate or participate in the afternoon meetings and PD time. Do you guys want me to show around your pages as well?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome if you clicked on a page and then that person maybe talked about their areas of interest briefly. That sounds good to me.
Sounds good. And since you spoke up, you're next, Sandy.
That's great. I did before we started, we asked about the order we were going in, and I did suggest to go in alphabetical order, knowing that would make first name, knowing that would allow me to go last, and Alina that thrusted her into first spot, and she's done a great job. But now it's my turn, I guess. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I have a lot of experience with middle level, particularly at that 5 to 9 spread in just developmentally appropriate content. I also, though, have that, background in English 712 and reading across the curriculum, writing across the curriculum. I've always been pretty into database decision making and instruction, looking at wide variety of data, everything from perhaps what we tend to think of right away like test scores, but more like some of that informal formative data that we pick up constantly and what to do with that. That goes back to my whole thing about like problem solving, thinking about what our next steps are. I also have this background in theater too. One of my favorite things to do with students is to bring in readers theater, and have students dramatize things. Just one option. Not all students love it, but it's just a lot of opportunities there. And I guess too, I know it's, we all embrace SEL these days too. I'm always happy to think about ways to put that in to your lessons. And then sort of a unique one that kind of sticks out, I think, is about my Holocaust interests. I've been part of like a year-long seminar fellowship with teachers and professors across actually the United States with an international group called Colte. And the work starts with the Holocaust, sort of like what can we learn about human rights? And then it goes beyond that. So I was actually just last night part of an amazing conversation with the director of Voices of Witness and talking about unheard voices of the pandemic. And I'd love to tell anyone about these wonderful free resources out there. I think it's the step that we need to go in terms of helping with our quest towards equity. So that's a little bit of me, and the rest is on the website. You can check it out. Thanks.
Awesome. Who wants me to click on them next?
I think Corey does. I see her hand about to go up.
Thanks, Sandy.
I love your picture here, Corey. That was a great choice.
Oh, thank you. It was like one of my favorite conferences I've ever been to, just because it was, first of all, I got to go with two amazing teachers, one of whom was new to the school. So to get to know that person, and then it was just fun and engaging. Everybody should go at some point. So things that I am interested in or specialize in is I love the world of technology. And so that includes like a lot of the tech tools that our schools use with like video, Screencastify, things like that. But it also extends into anything within the maker space. So 3D printing, coding, robots, anything like that. I love that kind of stuff. Yes, yes, Sandy's in my favorite maker space right now. Um, And then, other things, certainly I was an elementary school teacher, grades 1 through 4. So I'm more comfortable with the elementary grades. I love math. That would be more of a strength for me than ELA. And then so many things within just the proficiency based education world. I did, I think with Alina, we did Terrence Learning Lab together. So that was a year long. Really dive into a specific area of proficiency-based education, student-centered learning, PLPs, things like that. So that's all stuff that I really, really enjoy doing. And then jump rope is another area that I'm really comfortable with. Again, like Alina, we've both been part of the jump rope world since the district took it on. I think it was before the merger. So it's an area that I feel very comfortable in. And then I think there's other things that you can get into on the website. So that's me.
Awesome. Thanks. All right, Jenny, you're up.
All right. I also love Corey's picture. That is so much fun. I need a fun picture. So I am very much into early education. So preschool, kindergarten, first grade sort of is my jam. But I have expanded that with lots of other grades too. Literacy, especially literacy across the content areas, is a passion of mine, and student-centered learning, project-based learning. I think kids really learn best when they're not just sitting and listening to somebody else talk, when they get the chance to explore things and try things out for themselves and get to turn that light bulb on. That's my biggest passion. I also am very familiar with Dreambox, Lexia, Maps, so all of those sorts of things. Don't hesitate to reach out. I am training my what do I call him? My protege Al is learning a little more about the Dreambox and Lexia too, so he can help me out. And there's more things on here. And I am not, I would just like to say, I am not well versed in jump rope, but I am well versed in reaching out to my colleagues, especially Corey and Lena, who can help out with that. And I have no problem bringing them in. I love the tech side of things too. One of the best projects I have going on right now is I have a group of 6th graders from one of my schools that I am training them. I call them my coaches to be. So they are learning about WeVideo and the different aspects of how to create things on there. And they're creating a video on how to create a video so that they can present it to their class and teach the rest of their class about how to use that. So that's a lot of fun too. And I get to be with kids a little bit, so that's cool. I think that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jenny. All right, so I'll go back to me. Yeah, like Corey, I've been part of the jump rope stuff since the beginning. I was part of the team that looked at all the different proficiency-based gradebooks out there when we realized that Infinite Campus's proficiency-based gradebook was not very teacher, parent, or student friendly. So we looked at a ton of different platforms, and though there's not a perfect platform that would fit our very specific philosophies, jump rope comes pretty close. It's the best one that we could find at the time. As we've continued to look at different platforms, I strongly believe it's still the best option that we've got. And there are so many features and tools, especially since they did the update to Jump Rope 2.0, that I think really did step it up a lot. So if you are already a Jump Rope user and you want to take your skills to the next level, let me know. If you're a new Jump Rope user, any of us are happy to help walk you through things. But, like Jenny said, if there's something a little more specific you're interested in, I've been happily exploring all of the stuff that I now have access to that I couldn't see as a teacher user that I can now see as a district level user. And I'm so excited about what the coaching team is going to be able to do throughout this year and over the summer to make a ton of updates in Jump Rope that will make teachers' lives using the platform better and easier down the road. So though we know that there's still some stuff to work through at the moment, in the long run, once we get through all of the work that we're doing and we make all the updates that we want to make, in the end, I think it's going to end up a really awesome platform that gives teachers and students and families really good information about their students. So little passion stuff there. Like I mentioned before, yeah, science is also definitely my jam. Though I taught secondary science, I have also taken a number of classes in elementary level science. When the NGSS were released years ago, I took a whole bunch of courses on NGSS implementation, next generation science standards. So a long-term goal of mine is to work on a whole bunch of kind of like grab and go science units that you can have to grab parts of to use with your class or use in their entirety. I'm working with a team in conjunction with, at least one of the principals and Lisa on access for science resources for teachers, especially at the elementary level, because we know that like classroom budgets, you can't afford to get some of the materials that you would really want and need. So we want to work on some of that stuff to help get you guys access to that. So definitely a big passion for me. Also very into a lot of the tech stuff. I'm a digital native who is always exploring and learning new things with technology. And then at the bottom, I have just a note, mindfulness and mental health for both students and staff. I'm a pretty big advocate for keep thinking of our mental health, both as adults and mental health of our kids. I myself am a mindfulness practitioner and see amazing benefits for adults and for kids. So if that's an interest for you, let me know. And I think that brings us pretty much to a close, right?
I think so. Unless anybody has anything else they would like to share.
Well, I guess just a little future forecasting. I know that though the four of us make up kind of the core team, we do have some other new folks at the SU level in new roles that we are going to be introducing as well. So in some future Coffee with Coaches episodes, we'll get to do introductions with some of our other new to their new roles colleagues who they've been in the district, but they've got some new jobs this year. So we'll be introducing them soon.
Yes, thank you, Alina. All right, so that wraps up another episode of Coffee with Coaches, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining. Bye.